everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another Vlogmas video. I thought today I'd just do a little sit down video and do a tag that I was obviously tagged in a little while back by Claire, who is a fellow YouTuber. I've been sitting on this idea for such a long time and I thought I'll save it for Vlogmas. It'll be a good idea for a day that I'm not doing any sort of exciting daily stuff. Today I'm going to do my A to Z/Z of musical theatre. I'm going to go through the alphabet, and for every letter I've obviously got something that is important to me about musical theatre. Starting off at A, we have the Apollo Victoria Theatre for very obvious reasons. It's the home of Wicked and it's where I first truly fell in love with musical theatre, so obviously that is going to be A. For B, I really struggled, and I bet as soon as I edit this video, I'll think of something immediately, but I ended up just putting Broadway. In London, we have the West End. In New York, there's Broadway, and I have loved going out to Broadway and obviously New York in the last few years. I've been over there twice to see shows in the last 2 years, and I'm going back again quite soon, and I just love it. I love the whole vibe that New York has, and it's so exciting to see completely different theatre over there and be in sort of a different theatre culture, so I love it. For C, I put the Cambridge Theatre, which is home of Matilda the musical. I love Matilda. It's such a special musical and like a story for me. When I was growing up, I loved watching and reading Matilda, and to finally see the stage show with my mum back in, I think it was 2013 that I first saw it, to see this musical, especially with my mum, I have so many special memories of seeing this show, and obviously the Cambridge Theatre is very special to me because of that. For D, I've put Defying Gravity because obviously, of course I put Defying Gravity. It's an incredible song and it's an incredible like moment in theatre. I think anyone who's gone to see Wicked, even if they've not fallen completely in love with the show, you can't deny that Defying Gravity is a pretty awesome moment. E was another one that I struggled with, but I've been listening to the Waitress cast recording lots recently, having seen it on Broadway, so I put Everything Changes, which is one of the last songs in the show. Yeah, one of the last songs in the show, and I just love how in a tough story this is like the happy ending to it. Bit of a spoiler there, sorry, but it's just a lovely song and I love how the story finishes. At F in my A to Z, I put Finding Neverland, which I saw on Broadway in 2015. I loved this show when I saw it. I went into it obviously not really knowing much about it apart from the obviously Peter Pan link. First of all, I ended up bawling my eyes out because there was a lot of like relevant emotions going on, and I just thought it was so much fun and I really enjoyed it, and I'm desperate for it to come to London. Gary Barlow, sort yourself out, bring it over here. For G, I have put Ghost the musical, which I first saw in the West End in 2012. Oh my gosh, such a long time ago. I saw it in 2012 in the West End, and it's the show that made me fall in love with Rebecca Traherne as an actress. I think she is a phenomenal actress and I love watching her and stuff, and yeah, I got to see her play the role of Molly. In fact, she is the only person that I've seen play Molly, so I'm happy about that. I've seen her in that show 4 times. Yeah, saw it twice on the West End and I believe twice on tour as well, and it still wasn't enough. That show fully breaks my heart as well, by the way. A lot of these are like, I love these shows, but they also break my heart, so I'm weird. For H, again, I kind of struggled with what to think of for this, so I put a lyric, and I just wanted to put Having a Good Time from Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, obviously linking it to We Will Rock You, because Queen really reminds me of my mum. She loved Queen, and I remember whenever we'd go to like a wedding or a party or something, like if this song started playing, if Don't Stop Me Now started playing, no matter where we were, we'd instantly have to like find each other and just dance and sing along like lunatics. So yeah, it always reminds me of my mum. For I've put the song I'm Not Afraid of Anything from Songs for a New World. I first heard this song, I think it was either a concert very early on when I became a theatre fan, or also it might have been from searching Chloe Hart on YouTube because I know she's sung it at a couple of gigs, but I think I've only seen her perform it on YouTube. In the same year that I fell in love with theatre, I was brave enough to join a singing group, like singing lessons, and then we'd like obviously perform at little events and stuff. And this was one of the songs that we were doing. So it just reminds me of that period of my life of sort of becoming more confident, and yeah. This next one is gonna make me sound so morbid, but for Jay, I've put Just Another Day from Next to Normal. Next to Normal is a show that I became obsessed with in the summer after my mum died. It's totally normal, right? So I went to France for the summer and I found this soundtrack and I became obsessed with it. So whenever I think of the summer after my mum died, I think of Next to Normal. And I think of like some of the songs, but this one in particular, like, yeah. I don't really know what else to say about that because it's a bit morbid, but yeah, that's Jay. Also, can we have Next to Normal in London, please? I don't think it's ever been done and it really needs to be done. For K, I've put Kinky Boots because it's a show that I love and it's based in Northampton where I pretty much grew up from like age 5 onwards. So I feel like a bit of a connection with the show and I think it's great. It's got an amazing message, really fun songs, and I just always feel really happy when I see it. So yeah. For L, and this is where I'm going to sound fangirly, I've put Laura Pick, because she's the standby Elphaba right now in London's Wicked, and I didn't go off Wicked earlier this year, but I kind of, after Rachel left again, I did kind of feel like, oh, I didn't really want to go to Wicked as much. And then I saw Laura in August and her Elphaba was like exactly what I needed to see, and I just spiraled back into being a fangirl of the show. When I think of becoming a fangirl again, I think of Laura. Fangirl, woohoo! At M, I've already mentioned this one, but I'm obviously going to put Matilda for the same reasons I mentioned earlier. For N, I have put Nothing Stops Another Day from Ghost. Again, because of my dead mum. Oh, you have to laugh. You just have to laugh. Like, it's too sad otherwise. Yes, so obviously I saw Ghost before my mum died, and then I actually saw Ghost with my mum, and then like 4 or 5 months after that, she died. So, you know, when you're just really sad, and then you just want to listen to sad music because you're almost like you want to trigger yourself into having a breakdown. That's what I did with the Ghost cast recording. But then I'd get to Nothing Stops Another Day, and it was quite cathartic in a way. I was like, I'm gonna get through this. Like, everyone gets through grief, and I will get through it. While it made me feel really sad, it really helped as well. So yeah, that's that. Another jolly show for O is Once the Musical. I am so self-destructive with my musicals. Once I saw in the West End first, and then I also went to see it in Dublin, because why would you not go to Dublin to see a show that's set in Dublin if you can? So I did. I love it. I think the show's beautiful. I really miss it in the West End. How tragic to think that now the theatre that once was in now houses The Exorcist over Christmas. Anyway. For P, I've put the Palace Theatre because I think it's a gorgeous theatre and it's where I saw Singing in the Rain for the first time, and I love Singing in the Rain, and I just think it's so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous theatre. Obviously now it's got Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in, and that's really cool, and I just love it. For Q, again, taking a sad route, I've put It's Quiet Uptown. I couldn't think of any other Qs. Quiet Uptown. I recently saw Hamilton. Humble brag. I forgot how much that song was going to hit me right in the feels, and I didn't think I was going to cry. I thought it was going to be fine, and then suddenly I was crying. So that happened. For R, I've obviously put Rachel Tucker because she was the first Elphaba I saw. She is one of the reasons that I fell in love with musical theatre, and I still love seeing her perform to this day. I literally saw her performing last weekend and it was amazing, and she's incredible. I just mentioned it, but for S, I've put Singing in the Rain. It's one of those shows that I saw and I had a headache from happiness. I would literally tweet after the show like, I've got a happy headache, because I would be smiling so much, I'd be so happy that I think it would just overwork all my facial muscles and I'd get a headache from it. It was just a brilliant show and I really missed it. Can it come back or go on another tour, please? Because I really want to see it again. For tea, I've put the Other Palace, because if you watch my vlogs, you'll know that it's one of my favourite venues in London. It's a small little theatre in Victoria and I love it. I've been visiting there for like the past 4 years, I think, and I love it. Quite fittingly, after that, I've put Urinetown as the U. I first saw Urinetown at the Other Palace when it was formerly the St. James, and this production was so ridiculous and fun and brilliant, and I just absolutely loved it, and I loved it in the St. James space. I thought it worked really well, and it was one of the first kind of shows that I saw and I was like, wow, they can do so much with this theatre, and I think it's one of the reasons that I sort of fell in love with the space. For V, I've put Victoria Allen Martin, or I know her really as Tori, but I needed someone as a V in Victoria work. She's a performer, she's a writer, I swear she does so many things, and she's just such an inspiration to me. Like, she's so hardworking. I feel bad saying this, but she hasn't had like the best luck in the industry. She really has to fight for everything that she gets, but I find the amount of hard work she puts in, it's so inspiring, and I consider her like a role model to me for the work ethic and yeah, how much she puts into everything that she does, and she's just a really lovely person as well. She's a good egg, as I call nice people. I don't mean to call you eggs, but it's a nice little phrase. For W, I've put Wicked, and that's all I'm gonna say. X was another one I really struggled with, and I had to put I Can't Sing, the X Factor musical. Because I couldn't think of anything else. If you can think of anything else, let me know. There was another show that I could think of, but I'd not seen it. I had no connection with it. So yeah, X, the X Factor musical. If you've watched my On West End Stages stories video, wow, that was a mouthful. I talked about it in there, but I was actually part of one of the sets in I Can't Sing. So that's why I put that one in, because link. Y was another one that I really struggled with, and I ended up just putting YouTube, because obviously I do theatre vlogging and it's such a big part of my life now and I love it, and I just thought it kind of made sense to put YouTube because it's the thing I do to do with theatre and I love it. And Z was another really hard one as well, but I realised I could put Zeotart, which is the lovely posters that I have up here. You can't really see them because they're out of focus, but the lovely theatre seating plans. I've got 2 of them up here. There we go. 2 of them there. I've got the Apollo Victoria, that's that one, and the Gershwin Theatre is this one up here. And I just love them. And I thought, yes, thank you. I've got a Z to put on my list. So that was my A to Z of music. I just said Z and then I said Z. Who am I? That was my A to Z/Z of musical theatre. I'd love to know some of your answers in the comments below. If you've got some that are the same as mine or maybe a bit different, I would love to know. I really hope I haven't missed out any letters as well. I'd be mortified if I have. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Do give it a thumbs up if you have, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of me in the future. I make loads of theatre content, so if you like theatre, you should follow me. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope you're getting nice and festive for Christmas or whatever you celebrate at this time of year, or if you don't, then I just hope you're having a nice time. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.